Saturday Night Live is not funny. I don't watch it. I watched it when I was a kid, and I'm repeatedly told by older people that it used to be funny, and I'm not convinced it used to be funny. I'm not. Recently, they uploaded the More Cowbell sketch with Christopher Walken, and that gave me a good chuckle. I thought it was pretty funny. I don't think it's the funniest thing in the world. It was okay. But you know why I think they're not funny for the most part now? So here we go. I got two stories, actually. There's two stories because they love getting political. Donald Trump himself just attacked me outside the studio. SNL eviscerates Jussie Smollett for faking a hate attack on himself by portraying him as a lying Shark Tank contestant who broke humanity and died in Empire. Okay, I think it's funny. You're dragging Jussie Smollett. We're not quite over. We're going to see what happens in a couple weeks when he goes to his his arraignment. But here's the thing, Saturday Night Live. It is not a joke to simply talk about something that happened. And here's a good example. I'll read through these both. I was a loyal man when I should not have been. Now I know how Khloe Kardashian feels. Michael Cohen says he is cold, ashamed, and lying naked on the floor as SNL tears into his Trump testimony. It is not a joke. Okay, it is. But it's not funny for you to simply be like, hey, what happened this week? Let's just reenact it, but say dumb things. That's all it really seems to be. And there was actually a Vice article not that long ago that talked about how all Saturday Night Live is left-wing propaganda, where they just drag Trump and the administration with stupid... You ever see Scary Movie or whatever? What is it? Scary Movie, Epic Movie, Date Movie, like all these really crappy parody movies. All they do is do pop culture reference. So let's first read about how they make fun of Jussie Smollett. Disgraced Empire actor Jussie Smollett has been slammed. I love that, slammed, on Saturday Night Live after he was arrested for allegedly faking a racist and homophobic attack. SNL took on the scandal in a Shark Tank parody sketch starring Chris Redd as Smollett. In the Shark Tank Legal Edition sketch, several controversial legal names listed as scandal-plagued guests gave pitches as to why they deserve representation. Redd Smollett was one of the guests to come before the panel that included Michael Avenatti, Jeanine Pirro, Alan Dershowitz, and Rudy Giuliani. I was just attacked outside the studio by Donald Trump himself, Redd Smollett immediately declared as he appeared in front of the Sharks. It's just not funny. Like, I get it. Listen, all Saturday Night Live does is like, here's something in the news. We're going to talk about it. It's kind of funny. Sure, I get it. Why did my lights just turn off? That's weird. The panel responded by saying, Jussie, is that true? The actor then questioned if there were cameras outside. When informed there were cameras outside that would have recorded the attack, Redd Smollett backtracked saying, then no, it's not. So that's kind of funny, but it's like such a weak... Let me ask you guys, if you're older, was Saturday Night Live ever funny? Because it wasn't for me. The panel then asked Smollett why he was asking for representation. I broke humanity, but if you take my case, I'm offering spoilers for the next season of Empire. I died. Okay. Strong's Pirro responded, wow, a gay black man lying about an attack. I wrote Fox News fan fiction about this, but I never thought it would come true. I'm recusing myself because I'm just too turned on. Meanwhile, Mulaney's Dershowitz said, Jussie, you have everything I love in a client. You're famous. You're probably guilty. End of list. Is any of this funny to you guys? Like, is this like, I don't get it. I understand what they're trying to do. Smollett has been charged with a single felony count of filing false police report. Police have said the actor paid. Yeah, we get all that. Smollett told Chicago police officers that his attackers did these things. Yes, we get it. Is that it? Is that okay? And then they made fun of Kraft. Is that all Saturday Night Live does? It's like they watch CNN and then they just literally reenact what happened on CNN, but say some dumb things. Apparently so, because they have this. There's two stories from the same day about Saturday Night Live doing this. It's all they do. So Ben Stiller returned to Saturday Night Live to reprise his role as Michael Cohen, President Trump's former lawyer and fixer who gave bombshell testimony before Congress earlier this week. After a 2-week hiatus, the NBC show poked fun at the spectacle of Cohen's dramatic day of testimony before the House Oversight Committee on Wednesday. SNL alum Bill Hader returned to the show to depict Republican Congressman Jim Jordan. The sketch begins with a dig at C-SPAN, the cable channel which broadcasts congressional and political programming. Why? What is this? This is American pop culture is derivative of political events, and all they do is just talk about them. I mean, I get it. I know that they did this before, and I know that people are really, people tend to be kind of dumb because they don't read the news or watch the news. They just watch Saturday Night Live. So this is actually hilarious. Sarah Palin said something like, when talking about Russia, she said, you can actually see Russia from the shores of Alaska. Alaska, it's actually very close. So Tina Fey made a joke saying, I can see Russia from my house. And then everyone laughs. And then from there, people believe that Sarah Palin actually said that. She didn't. It was a joke. But you have to realize, people get their news from comedy shows, from Colbert, from The Daily Show, not so much anymore since Jon Stewart left. And they get it from Saturday Night Live because they think this is somehow real, or like the jokes being made are closer to reality. No, it's a satirical depiction. And it's also, in my opinion, extremely lazy. This is why I don't watch Saturday Night Live. You're watching C-SPAN, the announcer says, matter-of-factly, only to correct himself and ask with astonishment, you're watching C-SPAN? Yes. I don't get it. What's the joke? People, like, newsrooms watch C-SPAN. We get it. C-SPAN provides a very important service. I get it. You're making a joke. I just don't think it's funny. I don't think anything Saturday Night Live does is funny for the most part. And they got a chuckle out of me for the other one, I guess. The scene then jumps to the House Oversight Committee with Cummings presiding. I would like to get this hearing underway, says the committee chairman, Democratic Rep. Elijah Cummings, who is portrayed by Kenan Thompson as he bangs on his gavel. I want this to stay professional. Like, oh my God. If you hear something outrageous, please do not ooh and ah. This is not Married with Children. And I kind of, like, my God, I don't watch any of this, but I try and imagine it because I know you can depict it, the offbeat laughing from the audience when things aren't funny. It's like Big Bang Theory. I don't know if you've ever watched that, but my God, I cannot watch these shows. Even Seinfeld is painful for me to watch. Canned laughter is like nails on a chalkboard to me. It's like, I don't know who's laughing or why they're laughing. Have you ever seen, they do Big Bang Theory and Seinfeld with no laugh track, or Friends with no laugh track? It is just nightmarish and freaky. When you get rid of the laughter, you realize they're not actually saying jokes. And I think that's another reason that Saturday Night Live pretends to function. Well, at least they made fun of Ocasio-Cortez. Cummings also jokes that all anyone cares about anymore is a performance by Ocasio-Cortez. In real life, the New York Congresswoman has generated a great deal of attention because of her upset victory and her considerable presence on social media. Well, I actually think it's because she's, okay, I call her like Lady Trump, left-wing Trump, because she says a bunch of bombastic things and she gets dragged in the media for it. I'm not here to talk about who's right or who's wrong. The left thinks she's on point. The right thinks Trump is on point. But we can all recognize that they both say things that are often very bombastic and the media drags them for it. There you go. And there's actually more to it. They're both populist figures with, whatever. Ocasio-Cortez is frequently portrayed on SNL by cast member Melissa Villasener. I have no idea. Cummings then turns his attention to the hearing. Now, for any other president, this hearing would be the most damning and humiliating moment of their lives. But for Trump, it's just Wednesday, he says. God, I don't even want to read this. This is not funny at all. Seriously. What is this? What are they doing? Oh, look at that. It's Looney Tunes. My God. Do they do original sketches anymore? Or is Saturday Night Live literally just reenacting things from the news? Because we have Daily Mail actually wrote 2 stories because they wrote about things in the news. Maybe that's the point. It's like, hey guys, remember that you watched CNN and we did that again, but we said silly things in between. Cummings corrects Cohen when he mistakenly refers to him as Your Honor. Cohen then begins to read a statement which he says he wrote with some help from the guys who wrote Green Book. Green Book, a controversial film about racism in the American South, is the film which won the Academy Award for Best Picture last weekend. It has been criticized for its inaccuracy in its portrayal of the main characters, as well as its use for racial stereotypes. Thank you for inviting me here today to correct the record on I don't even know what I'm reading at this point. Then what pop culture is dying. I'm gonna end with something I think about Christmas music. When was the last time we wrote a new Christmas song? All I Want for Christmas Is You by Mariah Carey. Every Christmas they play the same songs from like the 50s. There's movies today are recreations, reenactments, reboots, and sequels. Where are the good original films? What do? All the Marvel movies are just derivative of the comics. right? Everything else is a sequel. Transformers 8, Fast and the Furious 12, whatever the hell's going on. There's no original humor anymore. All that anyone is doing at this point is talking about things that happened before. And this, to go in a crazy derailment, it's a sign of the end of days, in my opinion. And I'm being somewhat facetious. Like, our culture is kind of becoming just derivative. It seems like there's no more original anything. It's like everything is just derivative of derivatives. Comedy shows are now just reenactments of the news. We watch the news. I get it. You're talking about a thing that happened. We really are heading towards, if not, actually, you know what? No. I was going to say we're heading towards an idiocracy future. If you've ever seen that movie. No, we're here. Our president is in the WWE Hall of Fame. He's a reality TV real estate mogul. And all the media does to make fun of him is act like him. And I this is so stupid. But here's the thing. On my main channel, in a few hours from the publishing of this, I am very likely, I believe, I've got a video. I'm going to be talking about BuzzFeed lying about Michael Cohen. So let's not poke fun at this hearing. Let's actually dig into the facts. So I'll have another video coming up at YouTube, on youtube.com/timcast starting at 4 p.m. And I will see you then. And I will never watch Saturday Night Live, so whatever.